This is Generation X's music summed up in 4 I-I-I's. That is absolutely true. If you were in your car with the radio on for 15 minutes, you heard Phil Collins at least once.
He had 19 #1 hits every month for 36 months in a row. And we all knew that he had watched a man drown.
You were outside at night and there's you saw someone drowning.
Well, if you told me you were drowning,
And he let him drown.
I would not lend a hand. Yeah.
Look at those eyes. He's watching our souls drown right now. Looking right into the muddy waters.
No, I did like Phil Collins.
We are talking to Phil Collins's people.
He's really good.
None of it's true.
Of course, no training montage is complete without some killer music. Rocky IV has a whole soundtrack of it. It went platinum, selling over 1 million copies, and had 2 top 10 singles. What, you say? It can't be the perfect 80s soundtrack without Kenny Loggins. Buddy, it's got him. In 7th grade, our band teacher for music appreciation said everyone bring in their favorite album, and we'll listen to a song from it, and we will talk about its artistic and musical merits. So I brought in the song For Everybody by Rowdy Piper. And he just spent the whole time talking about how that's not music. This is not, my God!
Rowdy Piper?
Yeah.
You better bet it's music.
Yeah, buddy.
You better bet, buddy.
Got up and DDT'd that mofo. Did appreciate that.
Oh, buddy.
Do you remember the Freebird music video for their original song, Bad Street USA?
No.
All right, I'm going to play it for you, and we'll be right back with your reaction to the fabulous Freebirds, Bad Street USA.
Okay. Every prop and every costume piece in that video could have been labeled random 80s music video rock band. There was air kicking. There was like World War II breaking out
strutting
on the streets of Atlanta.
Mohawk.
GA. Mohawks.
Switchblade.
People with chains coming at you. Conway Twitty had a voice as smooth as his name.
Conway Twitty.
It could melt butter and charm the socks off women across America.
Hello, Conway.
Hello, darling.
But beneath that velvety exterior and poofy hair lurked a hidden agenda to serenade the world about the joys of physical intimacy.
You want a lover with an easy touch.
If you flip through his songbook, you'll find a collection that could make even the toughest cowboy blush. From I'd Love to Lay You Down,
I'll come right out and tell you I'd just love to lay you down.
to tight-fitting jeans,
Saw right through her tight-fitting jeans.
to I'm Not Through Loving You Yet, which sounds as much like a threat as a promise, if you ask me.
No, I'm not through.
In 1973, Twitty released what would become his most controversial song, You've Never Been This Far Before. It's about exactly what it sounds like. And admittedly, Twitty being almost 40, when he released it, upped the creepy factor just a tad.
I can tell you've never been this far before.
Radio stations across the country banned the tune.
Bum, bum, bum.
The bands just added to the song's mystique.
Bum, bum, bum.
There was a lot more to Conway Twitty than just being a country music Casanova. He was a master storyteller who wrote some beautiful songs. When it came to the steamier side, he knew how to use suggestiveness to create atmosphere and draw the listener in. Behind the silky twang and suggestive lyrics was a man who truly loved his craft.
You down and softly whisper, pretty love word.
What's a pretty love word?
This movie has a very specific audience. Teenage boys who want to be in a rock and roll band.
It's definitely a kind of a dude movie.
I liked it back then enough that me and my friend Jay watched it 900 times when we should have been practicing our instruments.
Right. I've sat down and watched the movie through like one time,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen it watched several times. And every time I walk through the room, the screen is always dark. There's like some car,
There's some cars,
just like
man.
peeling off,
Mhm.
like in a rebel kind of way.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
Try somebody doing something like that.
It's mostly that.
No sense in ever playing music again, son.
Dan, I see you're wearing your Kiss shirt again.
Yeah.
You a big fan? You part of the Kiss Army?
More like the Kiss Army Reserve. 1 weekend a month, I get called up to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Oh, is that where you been?
Yeah, I'm stationed in Detroit Rock City. Number 2 is definitely a Weird Al fan favorite. It's from 1985's Dare to Be Stupid, which is a masterpiece, by the way, possibly Al's best. It's One More Minute.
'Cause I'd rather spend eternity eating shards of broken glass.
Breakups hurt, but this song, buddy, this is next level pain. In case there was any doubt, this one was deeply personal. In the music video, Al actually tears up real photos of his ex while recounting a list of horrible things he'd rather do to himself than spend another minute with her. These include, but are not limited to, tearing out intestines with forks, slamming fingers in door, eating glass, jumping naked on thumbtacks, and, of course, using the self-service pumps.
Oh, honey, let me help you with that suitcase.
Kudos to Eddie Murphy's stunt double, whose young athletic ankles stood in for a lot of stuff Eddie Murphy
Action
was
shots.
supposed to be doing. And then we'd see like literally a shot from the upper ankle almost to the shin, then to the bottom of the foot. So like this would be the shot. And then this would, just imagine this if you would. This is Eddie Murphy like running through. Wah! Wah! He's kicking people. And that's what we saw. That's what we saw. We were latchkey kids, left to roam feral in the lingering shadows of the Cold War, under the constant threat of nuclear annihilation. We grew up with a sense of self-reliance, navigating the uncertainties of our time as we yearned for something more profound than the fleeting fun offered by 80s decadence. We were the Reaganomics, the Sesame Street and MTV generation, and all of our heroes had turned out to be marketing schemes. Despite the best efforts of Mr. Fred Rogers,
It's such a good feeling.
we were all starting to develop a profound sense of unease. As the enthusiastic 80s slowly gave way to the brooding 90s, our world became one of quirky zines, depressing spoken word poetry,
Woman! Whoa, man! Whoa, man!
half grumbled sentences, and fighting the power. They called us slackers for rejecting excess. But as our youthful angst echoed through the airwaves, and we were being extreme, it dawned on us that our quiet rebellion was, like everything else, just being marketed to us. So we brooded some more, and then we vanished.
I walk a lonely road.
But from our self-exiles, from that sea of brooding, came a beast. From the dark ashes of the 90s, one band, nay, one song, rose like a phoenix and brought light back to a desolate musical landscape. The 90s had some fantastic music. From the raw power of bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Alice in Chains, to the revolutionary sounds of Public Enemy and Cypress Hill, our music was undeniably captivating and socially conscious. It could, however, especially grunge, be a bit nihilistic. It was that introspective friend at the party who always wore black and mumbled poetry in the corner. It was intriguing, thought-provoking, and undoubtedly important. But after a while, you just wanted to dance, you know?
I want to dance.
You can only be too angsty to care for so long, dude. Let's face it, even the grungiest among us needed a break. Enter Hanson, a group of fresh-faced young men who pranced onto the scene like deer, frolicking amidst the ashes of grunge and hardcore rap, with their smooth harmonies, infectious melodies, and flowing golden locks. They were the antithesis of grunge. It was the musical equivalent of those cheesy live, laugh, love signs we all have in our hallways now. And as serious and brooding as we all were, we needed that ridiculous reminder. Their youthful exuberance lifted our spirits and filled our hearts with a kind of hope that we thought we had forgotten. It was a special kind of good feeling that we had all lost touch with. Grunge and rap spoke to the struggles we faced and the world we lived in, and that was vital. But eventually, we needed a break from all that darkness. And bop was the burst of sunshine we yearned for, a reminder to cherish fleeting moments. It was the day 90s music stopped taking itself so seriously. It's also the day we realized, my God, we're getting old. How old are these guys? Like 10? How do they know it goes so fast? How did they get so wise? And also, what does chili dog have to do with it? Are they saying chili dog there? Is that chili dog? Bop heralded us to the new age and to the long summer days of rollerblading and frosted tips that would become our immediate futures. So, my friends, let's raise a toast to the 90s, to grunge's raw power, to early rap's righteous message, and to the sweet, angry energy of youth. But we're all old enough now to know which song of the 90s really held the truth out to us like a shining diamond. We were just too angst-ridden at the time to see it. Remember those glory days. But then come right back here to the present and have a look around. Things aren't so bad. Enjoy them while you can, because you know what they say. In an bop, it's gone. And also, chili dog. Please hit like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.